Usual disclaimer for educational purposes only. Next slide. I wanted to look at police role within mental health and how it can be misused. The reason I did, I'd watched a couple of things on YouTube that worried me somewhat. For example, just to call out to Plod, two officers approached him and then began to say or imply that he needed help because of his fact that he was wearing shorts. A bizarre approach, really, and deeply concerning, because they were clearly misusing or attempting to misuse the Mental Health Act, and that got me thinking that maybe you would find it helpful to know the 3 steps they have to go through in order to establish that someone is in need of a place of safety, which is what the law's about. So that's where we are today. So the purpose of the police service is to uphold the law, we know that, to prevent crime and bring people to justice. It's also there to protect, help and reassure the community, and this is where the mental health issue comes in, and they're supposed to do so with integrity, common sense and sound judgment. That comes from the Select Committee on Home Affairs 7th report, and there's a link on this slide. Section 1361, we're jumping ahead to Section 1361 of the Mental Health Act 1983, which was amended in 2017, is a very long section, and I'm going to split it into parts. So we're going to split it into the following parts. First part, it establishes a power to remove to a place of safety anyone if a person appears to a constable to be suffering from a mental disorder. That's step number 1. The person appears to be suffering from a mental disorder. Wearing shorts in public is not a mental disorder. And to be in immediate need of care or control. Well, why would someone be in need of care if they were, say, filming a police station? Or would they need to be controlled? And the next step, the constable should remove if he thinks it's necessary to do so in the interests of that person or for the protection of other persons. In other words, that person, the person with the alleged mental health disorder, must have sufficient problem that their need of protection or they need to be moved to a place of safety because they're a risk to other persons. And again, applying the 3-part test to the 3 steps, in no way can a police officer simply start running up the flag of mental health problems just because you happen to enjoy filming police stations. Section 1361, the second part, the power to remove the person to a place of safety within the meaning of Section 135, and we'll look at Section 135 shortly. If the person is already at a place of safety, so if they're already at a hospital, say, or a home, or they are already at GP surgery, etc., then the police officer will, through this use of power under 1361, can keep the person there and stop them leaving. Or he can remove them to another place of safety. The power of the constable under Section 1 may be exercised when the mentally disordered person is at any other place other than, so these are restrictions, any house, flat or room where that person or any other person is living, in other words, the place they live, or any yard, garden, garage or house that is used in connection with the house, flat or room where they live. So you cannot use section 136 if someone resides or is living at that particular location. Hence the little drawings. Hospital is this icon. This indicates public places and shops. Where they can't use it, that's indicated by a picture of a shed and a dwelling home, the place where someone resides. I always think it helps to have a picture to simplify complex law. 136 gives the power for a police officer to enter any place where to exercise the powers and, if necessary, use force. However, 1C, before deciding to remove a person or to keep a person at a place of safety under section 1361, the power to take someone to a place of safety or keep them there, the constable must, if it is practicable, consult with a registered medical practitioner, i.e. a doctor, or a registered nurse, or an approved mental health professional. So the idea is there that the police officer should, if it is practicable at all, get advice from a medical professional before moving anyone to a place of safety. That's to try and restrict the use of a place of safety as a police station or any other place that's not suitable, and it's also trying to restrict the officer so that they do get advice before they actually do it. Because there's this thing called police doctors, and a number of forces have mental health nurses working for them, or registered nurses in the larger custody suites who they can speak to on the phone or communicate with and get advice. The law was changed from the 1983 rules with the place of safety regulations 2017, and as usual I always refer you to where you can see the law for yourself. Health-based place of safety means a place where there are people there who are properly trained and qualified in mental health and medical professionals. This means that a police officer should normally take them to a hospital with mental health experts, and that the police officer should seek advice from a doctor or a registered nurse or an approved mental health professional. A police station should never be used as a place of safety for anyone under 18. And it should only be used as a place of safety for adults in exceptional circumstances, and with onerous requirements that there is no other place they can take them to which would be appropriate. Section 135 of the Mental Health Act 1983, a warrant to search for and remove patients. This is a warrant that the police have to apply for to a justice of the peace and give information under oath to explain why they need it. This is the warrant that allows people to be removed from their homes. and as usual I've done a few icons to show that. You can only be moved to a place of safety for up to 24 hours before you need to get a full section, and that needs to be done through medical professionals and can't be done by the police alone. Thanks for listening. Subscribe please to this channel, Law Rights and All That.